Well, hello, General Hospital Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Tuesday, June the 18th, excuse me, 2024, Tuesday, June the 18th. Well, let's see what's happening in GH land. Want to know who now? My most hated woman is Sam McCall. What an incredible hypocrite. Incredible. She comes to uh the Metro Court, finds Carly up, cleaning up after the party, but the party's already cleaned up. And she says, "Oh, you missed Willow's party." And she goes, "Yeah, no, I came to talk to you." And Carly's like, "Really? Oh, okay, what's going on?" She's like, "Well," she goes, "Well, why didn't you come to the party?" "Well, Danny was going out with some friends, and I wanted to make sure that I was home and available in case he needed me." And she said, "And did he need you?" She goes, "No, he's home. Uh, Scout's in bed." And she says, so Cardi's like, "Well, oh, okay." And Sam says, "I need to talk to you mother to mother." As soon as she said that, I said, "No, absolutely, positively not. No." Right? This cow wants Carly to go talk to Jason to get Jason to stay away from Danny. Carly says, "Wait a minute. You want me to pretty much go to Jason and have him rip his own heart, tell him to rip his own heart out when he loves Danny. He Danny is like him, and Jason is dangerous." She goes, "Okay." And he feels, Jason gets him. She says, "Sam, do you know how many children feel that their fathers don't get them? Pretty much nobody gets them. So that's not a bad thing. Jason, yeah, I don't want Danny looking up to him. He has a dangerous lifestyle and he's putting Danny in danger." And she goes, "Jason is not putting Danny in danger." She goes, by the simple, she goes, "Jason would take a bullet for Danny. Jason would take a bullet for all of us." Sam goes, "Well, by the simple fact that bullets are involved, which is why Jason should stay away from Danny." And Carly said, "That was a figure of speech and you know it." And in my mind, Carly should have said, "Okay, Dante's in a dangerous line of work. Anybody that he's put in jail, they could come after his family. And then Dante will take a bullet for all of us too, right?" So anyway, Cardi didn't go there with Sam. And Sam says, "See, you're always, I knew you, I shouldn't have come to you because you think, Jason, because Jason will always put you first. You will never put anybody else ahead of Jason." And Carly says, "That's not true." Because, Carly wouldn't put her kids, Jason ahead of her kids, but she would entrust Jason to make sure he takes care of her kids, right? So Carly says, "Sam, let me ask you something. You knew," she goes, "Jason's lifestyle, Jason's line of work." She goes, "Jason's line of work or the way he lives his life has not changed since the day you met him. And you couldn't get enough of the danger. And now you're talking about you don't want him involved in your son's life at all because your son's personality is like his father's. She said, you should have thought about that before you made a big deal about having a baby with Jason. And Sam just looked at her. She goes, because Jason did not want to have kids. For that very reason, Sam. But you insisted. So you don't get to now, I changed my mind. She says, well, I was young and I grew up. And Jason didn't. And I'm thinking, no, Jason was always grown up, Sam. Cardi says, no, you thought you could change Jason to be whatever you wanted him to be. And now that he won't change for anyone, now you got a problem with it, Sam. And Sam says, well, you know, I'm a mother and I am afraid for my son. And I don't want it to be like, and Cardi says, be like what, Sam? She said, be like Morgan. And Cardi looked at her and she says, the situation was completely different. And you know that. How dare you bring that up? Morgan up into this conversation. And see, Carly was thrown for a loop, and or the writers, the new writers don't know the history. Because see, any writing of that scene should have been, Sam, let me ask you something. Since you're bringing up my son, who died in a bomb meant for your father. Your father, okay? That's what happened there. And because she's like, well, had Morgan not been, he would still be. She goes, and Morgan, Cardi didn't get into it because she goes, we ain't talking about Morgan because she should have said, and had Ava not switched his medicines and made, tampered with his medication, Morgan wouldn't have been spinning out either, Sam. So no, it ain't the same at all. She actually should have said, everybody, like Michael getting shot in the head in the warehouse. See, that's what Sam should have said. Because Michael was there with his father. Remember, Sonny's supposed to be keeping everybody safe, right? That still would have stung, but Carly wouldn't have been as pissed off because you're going to bring up Morgan in this? And Sam had the nerve. And this is where I really, really wanted her to completely kick rocks. No, she goes, Jason has just come back. So it's better that, you go talk to him now because it'll hurt less. She goes, no, what you want to do to your son, you won't be able to, he won't be able to recover. Jason can recover, yes. Your son, Danny, won't be able to recover if his father rejects him, turns his back on him the way you want him to. So Carly says, let me see, Morgan, I want to make sure I say everything Carly said. So Sam looks at her and Sam says, if anything happens to my son, you are going to be just as to blame as Jason. And she turns and walked away. Carly should have said, let me tell you something. Don't put your parenting on me. Don't you dare do it because I don't take it. I don't take on that responsibility. Nor will I allow you to come here and say, if anything happens to my son down the line, I'm going to blame you. No, chick, you blame yourself. Blame yourself, Sam. I would have been like, Carly needed to push her in that pool. In the pool. So now we go on to the idiot of idiots, John Cates. Even the way he came into the coffee warehouse and said, Morgan, you're free. How do they have him stand so straight and uncomfortable looking? He's uncomfortable. Where'd they get this actor? In like every scene, he's uncomfortable delivering anything. Saying that, oh yeah, he knows who the head of pikemen is. It's Anna Devane. They got into her personal emails and emails going back 5 years between her and Brennan, and Anna's really the one. She's been working with him. She's running pikemen, and now that Brennan is in prison, and Jason says, wait a minute. In these emails that you have, what proof did you get from the emails? Well, nothing concrete. So Jason looked at him and said, so in other words, a circumstance when you have nothing. That's what Jason tells him, in case he's still standing there looking at him. Well, that's where you come in. You are going to get me the evidence that I need to convict Anna Devane. And if you don't, I'm going to put Carly in jail. So Jason looks at him and he says, in his mind, he's thinking, because you barking up the wrong tree, idiot. But okay. He goes, okay. Kate looks at him, okay. That easy? And Jason's like, okay, because I want this over. I want to be done with you all, right? So Anna, and he goes, and if you warn her so that she covers her tracks, you'll never be free of me. And Jason just looks at it. Valentin pops over to her house with some champagne, trying to woo her because he had to cancel on their dinner. And he wants her to go to dinner with him tomorrow night. And of course, she allows for the little pussyfooting around on the couch, right? They kiss, and she's trying to play coy, but not coy. Her heart is still in it. Because with his self-assured way, he says, I'll see you tomorrow night. And she goes, I didn't agree to have dinner with you tomorrow. He goes, yeah, I'm confident with tomorrow's outcome. And he says something coy and smart like that. And as he walked out the room, Anna's leaning back on her couch going like, ooh, that man. See, and I'm like, Anna, you're second hated woman because you're a hypocrite. You are the chief of police and you're doing this operation completely off the books, not official whatsoever. Her police department doesn't even know she's involved in it. What I want to know is what evidence now can she bring out that would be admissible in court? Nothing, because she's screwing the whole thing up. And Jason, when he came over and he told her, and Brennan suspects you're head of pikemen. He goes, what? Well, we know that's not true. He goes, yeah, we do know it's not true. He says that they got a hold of your personal emails and emails going back 5 years. You and Brennan, conversating, mainly you doing most of the correspondence. And she goes, yeah, but anything incriminating in there? Because see, this is planted, classic WSB. He goes, no, nothing concrete, which is why Kate has put me on the case to find that evidence to bring you down, Anna. She goes, Valentin, no, Anna goes, oh, Valentin planted it. He goes, so he's setting you up. She goes, yeah, this is classic Valentin. He put evidence, not enough to incriminate me, but enough to completely switch the FBI's focus from looking elsewhere. And now they're focused on me. He goes, actually, it's kind of brilliant. So Jason goes, listen, Anna, You sound like you're okay with him trying to frame you. Sound like you're okay with that. She goes, well, I mean, I understand why he's doing it. And Valentin loves me. He is not going to put anything in there that would get me arrested or convicted. And Jason says, and you're just willing to put your career on that. And Anna's like, yeah, I know him. He goes, no. So he goes, you know what? I am just going to go to Kate's because I won't be able to give him evidence, Anna, that you're involved and you know it. I will not allow Carly to be put in jail. And Anna turns and she looks at him. I won't allow it. I will tell Kate it's Valentin. No, you can't because see, and she's trying to justify, and I've got this under. He goes, Anna, I could tell this is not going to go right. You don't have it on, but he says, I'm going to leave this up to you. But right now, we're going to play it your way. He says, but if this goes sideways, I am going to take out Valentin Cassadine myself. And Anna just looks at him. And I thought, oh my goodness, see, oh no. How do you stand there and pretend to hold any kind of badge, Anna? Get out of here. I'm the only one to bring Valentin to justice. Kate is going to blunder it. Oh, so Scott is having a lunch, working lunch, dinner, whatever, brunch, because they're having pie at Bobby's. And Lucy just talk. And he's responding to certain things. She's thinking he's responding to her because she can't stand Natalia, right? And Scott's like, wow, I knew it. Yep. So finally, he's like, yes, I found it. She goes, you found a loophole that we could use against Natalia? He goes, no, I found something in Heather's case. She goes, you've been what? And she's talking to him about, see, now they're bringing in Scott Baldwin. I completely forgot about Scott Baldwin. He would take a case like that, right? Because she goes, I could see your connection or your sentiment toward Heather because of Franco, okay? But Scott, understand what Heather has done and the people she has killed. What about if the person that killed your son, Franco, had some kind of medical technicality they could get off on? How would you feel then? And it's like, you got a point there. And I'm thinking, yeah, but see, that Scott Baldwin's still going to do it. He is. He just kind of placated Lucy. So now we see, okay, and I could see Scotty taking up that case and winning. They better not have Alexis do it. I could see Scott Baldwin doing it, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that 100%. And last but not least, we have Cody and Sasha. They're talking at the little boathouse, and they are, back talking about Mac, yada, yada, yada. Fast forward at that. So then they start kissing and make their way in the boathouse, and now I'm watching it, right? See, it's going to be it. All of a sudden, they hear violin. Gio is out there practicing, and they're looking in the window. They're like, he was at the party. Why is he still up this late? Why is he out here? Cody's like, this place is massive. He goes, he doesn't want to disturb anybody. So he's practicing out here. And they were trying to figure out, how do we get rid of him? But then Sasha says, you know what? For one thing, he's family. He trumps us. And for two, this is kind of nice. So she's leaning on Cody. She's like, actually, this is romantic. And he was playing his little heart out. And Cody's like, yeah, this is actually kind of perfect. So they're just both relaxing, leaning back, and they are listening to Gio play. And he's doing a great job. So that's it, everybody. That's it for my daily recap of General Hospital. I will go to Comment Corner. All right, on Comment Corner, I'm going to start from the top and go down. Oh my goodness, So many comments. We're going to see how far I can get. Denzel, you're first up. Let me start going through a couple paragraphs of yours. Denzel says yesterday's GH episode of Willow's birthday party was straight trash. Sorry, not sorry. It's just the truth. And in facts, the party wasn't for me at all. I didn't like it either at all. They should have they should have just FaceTimed each other on Willow's birthday party, in my opinion. Michael should have took her on a private jet to New York and just ritz it up. That's what he should have done. I like Gio's character. Don't get me wrong. But when Gio's parents died, when he was only 10 years old, I wanted to know more about him. I don't want the new writers to write him as a waste of character. They got to do something to Gio's character, just my opinion. Yeah, no, some kind of side to him. Why would Carly even ask Longneck Drew why Nina was at Willow's birthday party? But I ain't surprised, it's Carly. But at the same time, it is still Willow's crazy mom at the end of the day. It's sad that Drew is taking advantage of Willow. Yeah, once Willow finds out that Drew and Nina slept together, all of that is a wrap. You know what? I don't think so. I don't think she'll care. Again, for Nina and Drew, she's not going to care because they're not hurting anybody. I don't really care for Michael and Willow scenes. They are kind of boring. It's all their characters as a couple are boring. I like it when Michael and Abby was a couple. Who's Abby? Till the GH writer killed her off the show. You mean that nurse? What was her name? Can't remember her name. Abby taught Michael to love, in my opinion. The writer, what was her name? That's killing me now. She died. The writer was killed. The writers need to write Curtis and Portia better and give them a storyline for themselves. That's just me. Glad Elizabeth told Portia that Finn was drinking at this point. Portia needs to send Finn a legal advance out of General Hospital, absence out of General Hospital, till he gets help. Alexis is better than me because when Finn told her to leave and go, and told her the drinking was her thing, I would have dug out. I would have dug out. I left Finn's attic to himself and let him drink himself to death, period. Because the liquor bottle is his girlfriend now. Great recap, like always. Thank you, Denzel. Aisha says, when Lois finds out that Gio was hired to play at Ava's gallery, she will adopt the same hard line as for Willow, rather a small guest list. Why is it that there aren't any fellow nurses in attendance? I guess because she wasn't a nurse long enough, right? She did about Ava not coming to her daughter's wedding. She did get quite a few there. Lisa says, I don't think Laura will stay mayor. Ned will win in the new election. Ned is on another show with a heavy storyline. They ain't bringing him back anytime soon. This Heather mess will take her from office. She will abuse her power as mayor. She has abused her power as mayor too many times. Aisha says, what's the saying? It takes one to know one. I'm talking liars here. Drew made a couple of statements to Carly, both of which can't be true at the same time. I know, he's contradicting himself. After claiming to be out of the revenge game, he added, I haven't forgiven Nina. I never will. Yeah, right. He could have just been telling Carly that what would put her suspicions to rest and deflect further questioning. But then again, who really knows? When Carly asked him not to push Willow and Nina together, he insisted that he wasn't doing that. He denied manipulating Willow. That was a lie too. You're right. That being something that he would never do. Does he genuinely not see his engineering interactions between mother and daughter as manipulation? This is Drew Cade now. Or is he up to something? You called it right, Daily Recap Lady. Nina is going to want Drew to stick around to keep facilitating her progress with Willow. Yeah, because you notice Nina's not happy with his announcement or him running for Congress. Just a thought. As a media company, Aurora should have its own dedicated experts in public relations and public speaking, either in-house or as a consultant. That is so true. Lisa says, when everyone finds out about Drew and Nina, and they claim they coexist in business, that they are lying and having sex in the office, nobody will trust either of them. I know I wouldn't. Yeah, you know what? I think sex in the office is a little bit different. You know, people think with their things that they're other than their brain and their head a lot of the times. Lisa says when Willow finds out, this was set up between Drew and Nina, she will be pissed off. Now that part she might be. She is such a liar saying she needed Drew for something. Yeah, remember that was Drew's plan. Lisa says Finn is being very controlling of Violet. Well, that is his daughter. He doesn't want people to have Violet stay with them. He let her stay at Maxie's house. Maxie's not saying let her stay here for good. See, that's the difference. He knows he's doing wrong by sucking on the bottle. He is not great at hiding it from anyone anymore. He's an alcoholic big time. He's a mean drunk, talking horrible to everyone, putting them down every chance he can. Yep, that's true. Jacarly says, I think Sonny is Gio's father. I don't know. That is why he paid for schooling and brought him a top-line violin all these years. Jacarly says Drew is manipulating Willow. And this is one of the things that Willow hates more than anything. That is true. For people to control her life. And by Drew using Willow, using admiration for him to manipulate her and letting Nina in her life, she will be very mad at Drew and will not forgive. And Michael will just hate and turn on him. I'm not fine, which I'm fine with. Once they find out that they're sleeping together. And then Catherine says, is Christina still working? I know you never see her at Charlie's. And then Catherine says, where does Drew live? At the Quartermains. Drew lives in the Quartermain house, remember? P. Merle says Drew lives, oh, there we go, P. Merle. Drew lives at the Quartermain estate, but not in the main house. He lives in the main house just upstairs. I think Nina will ever show up there. Think Nina will ever show up there? LOL. By the way, where does Nina live since Sonny gave her the boot? Probably at the Metro Court. She probably took a suite at the Metro Court. Now it ain't free like it used to be, but Nina got money, right? Aisha says Drew lives at the Quartermain mansion. Yep, he sure does. Remember when Scout spends the night? Her room is not too far from Drew's room. Cindy says Gio could be Jason's son or Drew's, but neither of these men have been there very much for their other children. And Sherry says, LOL, Michelle got you. And you know what? One more comment here, and that's it. Angie says, Drew loves his daughter. Remember, he only survived being in prison because of the love for Scout and wanting to get back to her. Yeah, but he doesn't spend any time with her. Catherine says, maybe. Children need more than hope. Also, remember her birthday party. He gave her something of his son's. I know. Sorry, he couldn't even make her own birthday party. P. Merrill says, yeah, well, he has been telling Scout about his possible move to DC. I didn't hear him tell Scout that at all. Or Sam, great dad, always telling his kids last. All right, everybody, that's it. One last comment from Angie. Thank you, Daily Recap Lady. That's it for Comic Corner. Comic Corner. I will be back tomorrow for another daily episode or recap of General Hospital.